Hello, friends. This is gonna be kind of a tricky little video, maybe. It's gonna involve something that I have avoided wanting to teach you just yet, but it is necessitated by the fact that apparently, as I learned today, and I think I've been noticing this for a while, I just didn't realize what was happening. It used to be that the behavior on GitHub was if you had checked out a branch over here, selected it, you could download that the code for that branch. But what's happening now is it's just downloading the main branch, no matter which branch you select. I don't like this. I bet you don't like it because it means when you download the finished code, it may not be the finished code, or when you download the starter code, it may not be the starter code. But the good news is it is going to force us to use Git the way it's actually supposed to be used. Now, this involves using something called the terminal. And the terminal, I have mine in my dock, so I can just click and open it up. The terminal is a little bit scary for some people. To find it, if you don't have it in your dock, you can go to Finder, New Finder window, and then head into Applications. And in Applications, you're going to scroll all the way down to Utilities. And in Utilities, you'll find this terminal. So it's kind of buried away from the average user there in Utilities because it's kind of a power user thing. You can do a lot of good things and you can do a lot of bad things in the terminal because it gives you access to your whole file system. It's just like, when I say bad things, you can't do anything worse than you can do in the Finder window. I could select our entire course website and everything here and hit delete right now, and it would be gone forever. That would be bad. You can do the same thing from the terminal. And I'm just going to show you a couple of commands. There's on the course website under resources, there's actually a whole section on the terminal here. I recommend learning it. Going forward, it is a really useful thing for taking your use of a computer to a higher plane. One command that is great is I can do ls to list. So I can list, now I'm listing the contents of my home directory. And you can see there's a lot of stuff, including some familiar things, capital D desktop, documents, downloads, library, movies, music. These are all, if I open up that new Finder window, there are all these things over here. So you can see if I go to this home icon, this is exactly what is over here. There's the applications. Here's that My Super Collider folder. So that's what the ls does, is it just shows you what's in there. To change into a different directory, if, for instance, I want to get to my desktop, I can say cd, change directory to, and then I can give it a folder I want to move into. I'm going to move into my desktop, and I can list now the contents of my desktop. I'll go ls again. And you can see this is all the mess I have on my desktop. Everything's starting, where was that? Right there. So you can see here's a bunch of stuff that's on my desktop. Now, if I want to use Git, if you haven't installed Git yet, I recommend it. And again, that link is on the course website, installing Git, right here on the resources page. But if you do have Git installed, I can do a thing that's, I think, pretty nifty. I hope you'll feel like this is worth it. So this is that Mario Simple sprite from today. And you can see it's got 3 branches, a main branch, a starter branch, and a finished branch. I'm going to clone this repo Actually, first I recommend to you, if you don't own it, first you can fork it. And if you fork it, it'll move it to your own GitHub repository. That code will be there. And then you can run this git clone. You don't have to fork if you don't want to. But forking is just a way to create your own repo that you can then push changes to. And it would actually be the easiest way to submit a finished assignment in a way. I can't fork this because it's not mine. Maybe I'll make another video on forking. Anyway, I think it'd be pretty self-explanatory. If you just click fork, it should add it to yours, and you'll see your name here where my name is. Let me know if you have any trouble. Holler in the comments or in class. I'm going to, before we were doing this download zip, let's instead clone it. I'm going to, and again, you should do this from your forked version, ideally. Because if you try to push things to my directory, it'll want me to do a pull request, and I'm not going to want to do that probably. But anyway, so I'm going to grab this. I'm going to click this little clipboard icon. I'm going to come back to the terminal, and I'm going to say git clone, and then I'm going to paste that in there. Or you can type it all out by hand if you want to. So I'm going to git clone this. And I had already changed onto my desktop, so it's going to clone it onto my desktop. And you'll see it grabs all that code from GitHub, and it put a new folder here on my desktop, Mario Simple Sprite, which is super nice. Now I'm going to grab this folder, and I'm going to drag it onto the VS Code icon. And now I've got this code. So this code is going to be, by default, it's going to be the main branch, which is the same thing we get when we download the zip. You can also open up a terminal in VS Code. You go to the terminal menu and go New Terminal, or you can just go Control tilde, and there's my terminal. So now my terminal is open, and you can tell me it's telling me that I'm in this folder, which is convenient because now I can run commands in this folder. Now, there's one file in here that's not showing up because it's a dot file, and dot files are by default invisible. So if I do an ls and pass in the flag of -a, it'll show me all the invisible files too. And there you can see there's a .git. So it downloaded, along with this code, it downloaded this git file. This git file is really neat because it keeps track of all the different states of this code. So what I can do is I can say git branch, and you can see there's my main branch. When you clone a remote repository, it doesn't automatically give you all the branches, it just gives you the main branch. But if, just like before with our ls, we go git branch -a, now I can see all those different possible branches. And it's telling me right now I'm on this main branch. That's the head. There's also this other main. There's O1 starter and O2 finished. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say git checkout O1 starter. Now I have moved to this O1 starter branch. I switched to a new branch called O1 starter. And my code is going to be the starter code. Look at that. So that's my starter code. It doesn't have any of the code to choose images from the sprite sheet or animate them. I'm going to do, again, that git branch command. And now you can see I've got two branches. If I do the git branch A, you can see that's all the branches. So there's this remote branch, remote, 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 and these are the local ones. So I've got this O1 starter. I can also do check out the finished version of this code. Now I just like that, I've got the updates to that code showing in my editor, which is really nice. So that's how we work with branches. Now, if I wanna make a new branch, I wanna make my own branch so I can do some other stuff. Here we go. I'm gonna go git checkout -b, and I'm gonna say switch to a new branch O3 messing around. Now I can delete all this, save it. I'm going to go git add period to add all of the changes I just made to what's called the staging area. And then I'm going to commit those changes. Git commit. Whoops, I did it again. And now it's saying, okay, I just wrote that to this git branch. And you can see I don't have any code. Let's look at our branches. You can see now I've got these 4 branches: main, starter, finished, messing around. I'm like, okay, I didn't really like that O3 messing around branch. That's no good. What I'm going to do is go back to my finished branch. And you can see now if I do git branch, I'm on the finished branch. You can see there's my code. It's back. That's great. I can get rid of this branch. Oh, I'm sorry, I need to do capital D because I hadn't merged it. All right, I deleted it. It's gone. And if I do git branch, there we go. And now I'm going to check out my main. And you can see my main has the finished code. So there we go. If we want to go back to starter, we can. And we can build from there. I can, if I wanted to, build this project from scratch on my own, I could check out O1 starter. And then I'm going to make a new branch. My work. Now I'm on this new branch, my work. I can make the updates I want. And as I go along, I can, let's see, what did I want to do here? I wanted to say, let greeting equal hi. And, I like that change. I'm going to commit it. I'm going to say git add period git commit m add greeting. So, I usually put a little message so I know what it was. And if I want to merge this into the main branch, I can do that. I can say git checkout main, and I can say git merge. What did I call that? My work? I think I called it my work. Yeah. All right. Now I just deleted all that code that used to be there in the main branch. It used to have the finished code, but now it doesn't anymore. That's a bummer, but I bet you know how to do that. I can just check out my O2 finished and merge that back into my main branch. Last thing I'll do is I'll say git check out. No, I'll say git branch d my work, because I already merged it, and so I deleted it. All right, so let's get branching for all you folks out there, and I hope that's helpful. I hope it will be useful to you if you want to use the GitHub repos in this way. Now, you don't really have to. I'm going to try to show you in the videos everything you need to know to go step by step. But if you want to check out the different branches that will be on the repos, this is a great way to do it. Another way to do it, if you just want to take a look at them, you can just come to the website and take a peek at the finished code like this. Both ways work. So I hope that was helpful, and hope you have yourselves a